What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going jump training for volleyball. So it's been a minute since we put out something for all of our volleyball athletes, so wanted to get you guys a video. So hopefully you enjoy this. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. We post new videos every Tuesdays and Thursdays, so make sure you subscribe to catch all of them. Hope you enjoy. All right, we are going old school today, which means I'm doing the workout for you guys, not the full workout. I'm running you through the workout. So we are starting off this session with 3 things to kind of prime the body. First part of this series is going to be a floating heel split squat iso. So we're gonna get down into a split squat. We're gonna lift the heel on that front leg and we're gonna hold this. This depends on your level. So we have our athletes hold this 30, 45 seconds. Some start at 10, 15, 20. You can obviously alter the weight as well. You can even go no weight. But the goal is to really load up this front leg, keep that heel off the ground, get everything firing up, working with that yielding iso, get the lower limb ready to go. So obviously we'll hit both sides. And I really like this style of priming it with a series of exercises. One thing that hits in iso, I love isometrics, and then the other we're gonna do is a deep tier split squat jump. So working in this deep range of motion, and we're just right here. We're jumping up. We'll go probably about 10 times each side, getting really long. Number 1, great for the joints to get here. Number 2, it kind of mobilizes the body a little bit, stretches out some tissues as we're getting down here. Once again, fires everything up. I think it's really important to be working in that deep range of motion with some more, I'll say, dynamic movements like jumping. Depending on athletes too, some athletes, like the more muscularly force driven athletes, they won't mind kind of being down here. But the athletes who are typically more like tendony and elastic, getting in that deep range, sometimes it's a little bit harder for them, or they don't prefer it as much. They like being more up. So I don't do this too much. I just kind of like it at the start, just to work on that tissue. You don't need anything crazy, nothing too fast, just working that dynamic motion. If anything, it is just an amazing way. Oh, bless you, Spencer. If anything, it is just an amazing way to open things up. Third part of this series, we have a reaction ball. So what we'll do is I'll either throw it off the wall, throw it to the person. You can throw it to yourself. So you're here and then it shoots out a specific direction. You have to be quick, catch it, just to kind of prime that nervous system along with everything else we're doing. Just get it ready to go. It's fun. It's a great way to get your body moving, get everything firing. So that's the first series that we'll do for this workout. Get the lower limb going, get the body dynamically moving, get that mind really firing. So that's gonna be series 1. So we'll roll through that series probably about 2 times. And then after that, we move on to alternating moving pogos. Probably go about 10 yards. We're gonna be going back and forth from one foot to the next. Biggest thing here is I want our athletes already tense before their foot strikes the ground. So having that tension before you contact the ground is super important for reactivity, getting everything connected, firing. That tension is what allows us to produce high amounts of force really fast, right, along with other things. But if I'm here and if I don't have that pre-tension, right, I'm not gonna be as reactive off the ground, that elasticity. So I'm here, right, I'm just popping, keeping it through my lower limb, right? I'm not letting my hips sink, all that lower limb work. So we'll go probably 3 sets of 10 yards with this. Like I said, just keeping it through the lower limb. Biggest thing, coordination. If we don't have coordination, you don't have much, right? In my opinion, I think it's so important to work on the coordination, work on the body. I tell our athletes, find your rhythm, right? I'm not out here kicking like that. Very casual. Just find a rhythm, find where your body likes to sink into it, and we go from there. So like I said, probably about 2 to 3 sets of 10. After that, we're gonna build on it, continue working on that coordination, continue working on that rhythm, but now we're going a little bit more challenging. we're going, we call it double leg alternating box jumps. So we're on 2 feet, jump, land 1, push off, back and forth, just like that. We'll probably go about 3 sets of 10 total right here. Start with a low height because you want this to be reactive. You want to be able to jump off and pop back up, right? I don't want to be slow like this, right? You want to be able to start, I'm out of breath. Start working on utilizing stored energy. And a lot of that comes from pretension, different exercises that work to develop that co-contraction, including exercises like this, right? Where you don't get caught on the ground. You have to work dynamically. You have to work in a way that does improve your coordination. It does work on your rhythm, your body's ability to self-organize. How you land here drastically depends or drastically determines how you're gonna land up here, right? That was the wrong thing. If I'm under control and I'm landing in a really good spot, it's easy for my body to jump. But let's say I start getting out of control and now I'm going back and forth, right? What's your ability to correct it, self-organize, adjust, kind of get things back on track? Or if you can you create that athleticism within you to be comfortable in the, oh shit, I'm kind of out of control moment? Because being controlled through out of control, if that makes sense, can be very important because we can't always predict sports. So if you are going every which way, or if you are shuffling to jumping and you get thrown off, right? Can you still produce force, be strong there? So to wrap up all my talking, 3 sets, 10 total. Next up, after we hit the box jumps, we're going hurdles. I freaking love hurdles. If you watch our last 3 videos, I've talked about hurdles. Shout out to the one video we did all about hurdles. Anyways, we're going hurdles. As you can see, we got big followed by a little. Whoa, that's partially because we only have 2 big made right now. But I do like throwing in some small ones in there when we're working on elasticity, especially with athletes who are still working on it and they don't necessarily have that type of pop to get over multiple big ones. This is a great way to work on that elasticity, that reactivity off the ground. As you're working your way up, you can also start with all small, but essentially just hurdle hops, right? Just over, pop, Whew. Nothing too crazy about this, right? We just roll through. Like I said, just try to be reactive off the ground, coordination, self-organization. You have to adjust, right? Where I land here is going to determine how much oomph I got to give my jump getting over this hurdle. If I land here, I can just do a little boop, pop. But if I land here, if you're off balance. So a lot of what we do is just that self-organization and honestly, not making it perfect, not making it super clean, but allowing our athletes to figure it out. We train them to have that skill, to have that ability to where it's not gonna be perfect, because like I said, nothing in sports is perfect. You cannot pre-plan, but you can give your athletes that structure and that ability to utilize what they've developed and apply it. So analyzing the situation, sensing everything, right? Through our feet, through our position, through our visualization, right? I can see where I'm going, the direction I'm traveling, how I'm going to have to make my next movement, all these things. So when it comes to hurdles, we'll roll through these 3 or 4 sets. And truly, I know this answer sucks, but it really just depends, right? It depends on the athlete, what their season looks like, game schedule, their ability to jump, right? If jumping is kind of hard for them, we tailor it. After this, we're gonna space it out and we're going hurdles with a broad jump. So unfortunately, like I said, we only have 2 of the bigger ones made. So I'm just gonna overlay clips of us doing it in the past. So now we have to work on our ability to jump the hurdle, broad jump out. So this is all about change of momentum. And if there's one thing about volleyball, a lot of it is change of momentum. Side to side, forward to back, having to run and jump. All of it is change of momentum. How quickly can you decelerate side to side? Can you decelerate going forward to then change your momentum and pop you up? So when we're doing hurdles, especially this one with the broad jump, it works on that skill and that translates to everything. So let's say we do 3 sets of the previous hurdles. Here we'll probably do another 3 to 4 sets because this is the main portion that we really want to work on. All right, the last main part of this jump session is going to be more of that contrast style of training. So we're going to partner a heavy lift, right? I'm not going to demo because you have many different options, right? If you want to go like a heavy trap bar, some type of squat, back squat, front squat, even if you want to go like a reverse lunge, barbell reverse lunge, barbell split squat, you can pretty much choose what you want, but that heavy lift, and we're going to partner that with some type of max jump. So I'm not saying max to where like every other time you're failing, something that you can hit, but that really it's not easy for you where you can just get it if you run through the motions, for example. So you can partner with something like that box jump, especially if we've already hit a bunch of hurdles. And if you have a lot of contacts, it might be nice doing a box jump because you don't have to worry about that landing and that the boxes kind of take off that force of the landing, so you can just jump up high. But if that's not a concern to you, if you're chilling with that, then you can even go something like just a max approach jump, right? Like if you got a jump mat, jump up or run, jump as high as you can, getting something where we're lifting heavy and we're partnering it with an explosive movement. I personally like to use some performance metrics to track the drop of output, and that's sometimes how I'll figure out like when we cut things. But if we're just keeping it super simple, you can honestly go anywhere from 3 to 5 sets of this. And with the heavy lift, anywhere from like 4, 5, maybe 6, but I'd probably stick to 4 or 5 reps. So like I said, lots of different options. And then we just finished the rest of this workout with some more, I don't want to say like auxiliary movements, some more posterior chain depending on, maybe some more frontal plane stuff. There's endless options of what we can do. That's kind of how we would outline this jump session for volleyball. So hopefully this helped. Hopefully this wasn't too confusing. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you do, please like, please subscribe, please comment. We'll see you guys in the next one.